Hello, fabulous Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the year 2015, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This is such a big year for you where it comes to love. And if there ever was a year when the universe was determined to have you know greater love than you've known before, this would be it, particularly in the context of romantic love. Very much on offer this year, especially once we get you into the later part of the year. But here's the thing, it isn't just the later part of the year and into the next actually that is lit up, but what is happening over the course of the summer in particular, in the summer and the early part of fall, the universe really wants you to settle and put to rest what has been in your past, so that it no longer speaks to where it is that you are going in love, so that it no longer influences you being open to, yes, greater love than you've known before, but also just being open to enjoy the company of others, enjoy the feelings and the aliveness that love can bring. There's lots of healing on offer, lots of putting things to bed, to the past, lots of forgiveness on offer as well to the people that were. As I spoke about in the general horoscope overview for this year is going to be a really important year for you on a lot of fronts, and romantically, certainly. This year, we are going to have your ruling planet, Venus, the goddess of love, Venus, moving backwards in the sky. Now, this is pretty rare. She does this about once every year and a half or so. And when Venus does go backwards, it is a time, especially for you, when you ask yourself, again, as I spoke about in the general focused horoscope, the key question comes up is, do I love it? And for you, this question becomes even more pronounced because it is one of the guiding questions of your life. Deciding what you love and to strengthen it, and what you don't love, let it go, release it, and be at peace with that as well. To practice that sense of presence and non-attachment so that you move in a direction that you like, so that you move towards greater love. So what we have happening is in June, Venus will enter shadow. End of July, throughout August, retrograde, and September, October, into October will go direct in shadow. So regular friends and fans know I really am big on the shadow time as well, which is essentially the path. If you think about it, the planets are sort of walking a path. They're walking a road. And as they walk this path, sometimes they begin to walk along a path that they know they will have to go back over once they're retrograde. And then they'll go back over a third time as well once they go direct, the direct portion of the shadow. So it is really, to me, the shadow periods that are just as important as the retrograde periods, because that's when, in the first go, the issues come up. In the retrograde, you're thinking about it, contemplating it, fine-tuning it, and in the direct, that is when you are working to bring resolution to matters. Now, given that the past is so strongly indicated with this, I mean, this is pretty, for where it applies, and in some ways I think it might surprise some of you out there, but I do think that the likelihood of past lovers coming in is something that happens with Venus retrograde, but especially becomes very pronounced for your sign, for people of your sign, given where it is that Venus is going to be doing this back and forth dance. So this is a time when people from the past may show up, and this has to do with you seeing things from a different perspective, resolving things where you need to, forgiving where you need to as well, so that you can move forward. It is not so uncommon for people to decide that they want to give it another shot. I want to give this another chance. I want to give this another shot. Not terribly uncommon. So when that should, and if that should come up, just know that you're doing this so that you can see what was and decide if either it was let go of hastily or it just wasn't the right time before, or you're going to realize that, okay, now I understand why this didn't work out before and how it's good that it didn't work out. So this is very much second chances with people from the past that might be there. This can also be just forgiving as well, an element of you realizing that you've been carrying some baggage or holding on to something that really doesn't help you or doesn't serve its purpose for you anymore, and deciding to let that go. With Venus retrograde, what also can happen, and I'll be honest with you, it's pretty much classically not a good time to get married. And so, and I know it's the summer, right? And a lot of people like summer weddings and things like that. But I have to be honest with you, if you can help it, if there's anything to be said for it, it might not be the best time to actually get married. Unless you're marrying the same person for a second time. So if you're marrying the same person for a second time, then it works out a little bit differently, but still, you know, pretty much universally, astrologers, it's a technique called electional astrology, where astrologers help you find your best days and to do whatever it is that you desire to do. So if you go to an astrologer and say, give me the best days to get married this summer, pretty much every astrologer, I mean, I can't imagine a single astrologer out there not first saying to you, don't get married this summer. It's not the best summer to get married, given that we're going to have this Venus retrograde taking place. However, if it is something that you feel that you want to do, you're ready for, that's awesome. It's just that you do want to have Venus in a really strong position when you get married, when you make those vows. Again, going to electional astrology, Venus and the moon, very important in electional astrology. So there's a mini astrology lesson there. So those of you in an established bond are going to be asking yourself, do I really love this person? What is it within me that resonates with this person? And that's a really important question. So something within you, or at least you will come to the awareness that you are with this person because they trigger something very deep, profound, and familiar. So what is that exactly? So that's going to be your opportunity to learn from that and grow through that. Those of you who are dating somebody, this is going to be you thinking about, does this person actually bring in an element of stability? Can I actually see myself with this person? Can they actually help create a home and a foundation? And also, what would they be like as a parent? And I think a lot of people are going to surprise themselves by realizing that maybe they've been in a dynamic or have been pursuing dynamics that are really not of their choosing, ultimately based on what was modeled to them. But now as an adult, you get to decide what love is for you and to go in that direction of your choosing. So some, I think, are going to find themselves surprised by realizing, oh my God, you're just like that person that dated my aunt for a really long time. I really didn't like that guy. Stuff like that might come up. I'm making jokes, but really it is that kind of deep, visceral appreciation that could come up if you're dating somebody. And you're going to be thinking, can this person go with me for the long haul? Do I see myself growing old with this person? That type of question. Those of you who are not in an established bond, open to love, this is going to be an opportunity for you to put the past to rest so that you can move and be prepared for a future filled with opportunities. And those opportunities come by the time we hit August. So in the month of August, Jupiter will move into a part of the sky for you that has to do with love, one of the best cosmos that you are going to see where it comes to love. And really, this is going to set up a year of a lot of luck and a lot of options, really, where it comes to love. And I will talk about that later on this year in the Jupiter special for your sign. But for now, I can say that this is really a supreme blessing from the universe that says, if you do the work, you will be rewarded. If you do the work to figure out where you are in love and why, and you find a healthier way to approach and value yourself as you approach matters of the heart, you will be rewarded for it by love that resonates very deeply and very truly for you. And so lots of abundant energy coming up. If you're one of those people who realizes that you're in the wrong relationship over the course of the summer, that really is okay. Don't you worry, because there will be lots of opportunities for you a little bit later on in the year as well. Also sets up a really great time for just feeling alive. Yes, creative energy being very much at a high as well. And this also, if you're in an established bond, or even if you're not, this is going to be a chance for you to think about children. Do you want children? And that certainly could be very blessed as well if that is a path that you choose for yourself also. One thing is for sure though, this year the universe really, really wants you to move towards a love that is strong, that is stable, that is empowering, but also really fun. And that feels like love, that feels light, that feels like it infuses your life with joy. And that really is love when it is at its absolute best.